All right, so this is going to be a video about multiplying and dividing rational expressions, and it's basically just going to be 5 example problems to kind of cement the concept for you a little bit more. So this first problem is going to be x squared minus 5x plus 6 all over x plus 4 divided by x squared minus 9 all over x squared plus 5x plus 4. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is factor everything as much as possible. So I'm going to start with this numerator of the rational expression on the left. It is going to factor to x minus 3 and x minus 2. And then we're going to still be dividing it by that x plus 4. Now this division sign, I'm going to change it to a multiplication and then basically flip this fraction right here. Because multiplication and division are inverses, you are allowed to do that. This is going to end up going on the top here, but I'm going to factor it first. So that's going to factor to x plus 4 times x plus 1. And then I'm going to factor this numerator here, this x squared minus 9. So that's going to be x plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay, next step is I'm going to cancel out any of the factors that I can. So this x minus 3 and x minus 3 will cancel. This x plus 4 and x plus 4 will cancel here. And you're going to be left with, if you multiply across, x minus 2 times x plus 1, all divided by x plus 3. If you wanted to, you could expand out that numerator there if you wanted. You should get x squared minus x minus 2 all over x plus 3 as the final answer. All right, the next problem. This is going to look a little crazy. It's a complex fraction. So it's basically a fraction on top of another fraction. The trick to these is don't get intimidated by them. If you just break them down, you'll see that it's not actually that complicated. So first thing I'm going to do is set this equal to x plus 2 divided by, so there's the x plus 2. Then I'm going to factor this bottom part right here, this numerator of the fraction on the top, this part right here. And it's going to be x plus 1 times x minus 3. Okay. Then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of this fraction right here. And I'm going to factor out this bottom part. Since it's on the denominator, now it's going to be in the numerator when we multiply. So that's going to factor to x plus 5 times x plus 1 all over x minus 3 times x plus 2. Okay, from here I'm going to divide out the common factors. So that'll divide out here. This will divide out. And you're left with x plus 5 on top and then x minus 3 quantity squared on the bottom. And you can expand out that denominator if you wanted. It doesn't really matter. If you wanted to, that's what it would look like, and that's the final answer. Okay, the next one. All right, the next one is x minus 2 all over x squared plus x minus 2 times x squared minus 3x plus 2 all over x plus 2. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is factor everything. So this right here can be factored, and this right here can be factored. So you're going to be left with x minus 2 over x plus 2 times x minus 1. And then you're going to multiply this by, x minus 2 times x minus 1. And then all of this is divided by x plus 2. Okay, I'm going to divide out the common factors. So x minus 1 and x minus 1 will divide out. The rest of them will not divide out, though. So you're going to be left with x minus 2 quantity squared for the numerator and then x plus 2 quantity squared for the denominator. Which, if you expanded this, you would get x squared minus 4x plus 4 over x squared plus 4x plus 4. That's the final answer. All right, the next one is similar to the one we just did, only it's dividing this time. And it's a complex fraction. All right, so this is going to be equal to x minus 2 over, so there's x minus 2. Now we're going to factor this part right here. And it factors the same as the last problem, so it's x plus 2 times x minus 1. And then we're going to multiply this by the reciprocal of this part right here. So it's going to be x plus 2 on top, and then you're dividing by x minus 2 times x minus 1. Okay, divide out all the common factors. And you should end up with 1 over x minus 1 quantity squared. And if you expand that denominator, you can get 1 over x squared minus 2x plus 1 for your final answer. All right, the next one is going to be a little tricky because there's more than one variable this time, but it's nothing we can't handle. Same rules apply. All right, first thing I am going to do is rewrite this, but factor out this part right here. I'm going to multiply. It's a divide right now, but you can just multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to change this to multiply and then just do 1 over, and then I'm going to factor this part right here. And this would factor to 2b minus a times 2b plus a. So you're going to get something like that. Okay. Now, if you notice that this and this are really similar, only the signs are flipped. So what I'm going to do is factor out a negative from this one right here. So I'm going to factor out a negative, and you're going to have negative a plus 2b. Then I'm going to rewrite everything else. Okay, now from here you'll notice that this and this are actually the same. So those would divide out because it's just 2b minus a in a different order. And at the top you're going to be left with negative 1 if you multiply across. And then it's just going to be 2b plus a quantity squared because technically this and this are the same. And then if you wanted, you can expand out that denominator, and you would get a squared plus 4ab plus 4b squared for your final answer.